Can I make funny faces?
According to infoplease.com, there are over 6,500 languages spoken in the world. Now, with all those languages spoken, don't you think it's a little crazy to only know one? And don't you think we should educate our young high school students on foreign language? I believe we should make foreign language a high school graduation requirement. And throughout this speech, I hope to persuade you to feel the same. So first, I will talk about how taking a foreign language broadens your horizons and expands your abilities. Then I'll talk about the opportunities it presents in your future for college and career opportunities. And then I'll talk about the counter argument to my opinion and why I don't think it's really that valid. So, first I want to talk about this map quick. I just wanted you guys to have a visual of like where some of the most prominent languages are spoken. So, Mandarin Chinese is the most prominent, and it's mainly spoken in China because there's like 1 billion people there and about 1 billion people speak it. And then English is the next most prominent. You can see where that's spoken. And then Spanish is pretty widely spoken. I think it's the most widely spoken language, like in the most places is what I mean by that. Okay, so broadening your horizons. According to the Language Use in the United States 2011 Area Community Survey, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the United States. Now, I think that was important because if there are so many people speaking Spanish in our country, I think it's important that we learn Spanish or another foreign language spoken in our country, because when you can speak another language, you can start to understand another culture. If you can understand another culture, then you can understand more people and how they interact with the world and like how they are, and you can know more people. And I think that's important to be able to know as many people as you can and understand as many things as you can. It also makes traveling easier if you know more than one language. When say you know Spanish and you want to travel around the world, well, if you already know Spanish, then say you want to go to France and you want to learn French, it would be easier for you to learn French and understand the French culture because you already know Spanish, so you know how to do that. And it also opens up opportunities in your career. It opens opportunities in your career because, say, our high school makes foreign language a high school graduation requirement. Well, then, say I was to apply for a job straight out of high school instead of going to college. And it got down to me and another candidate, and we had the exact same credentials except for I had foreign language. Now, who do you think would be hired? Probably the person with foreign language, right? Because they can communicate with more people and bring in more business. You can help more people if you have a foreign language background, just because you can talk to them easier if it's in their native language than whether it's in yours. It also helps with your college opportunities because most state universities require at least 2 years of foreign language in high school. And if you don't have those 2 years of foreign language in high school, when you apply to that college, either you may not get in, which you would probably still get in, but you would probably have to take the foreign language class at college, which I think I would rather take a foreign language class in high school because I know my teacher better. My Spanish teacher, I know her very well. I know how she teaches, so I can understand better. But if I had a professor at a big university like, say, Iowa State, then I wouldn't know the professor as well, and it would be harder for me to get to know them because they have so many kids and so many people to teach. It's hard to get to know them. It also helps, you can help more people, and what I mean is not like in a job or at college, but say I would come across an accident one day coming to school, and it was people needed help, but they only spoke Spanish. Well, I could help them because I could talk to them, but say someone else came along that didn't speak Spanish, they wouldn't be able to help them. They could probably say, oh, hey, I probably need to call 911, but they won't be able to get down there and talk to the people like I would be able to if I came across them, because I can speak Spanish. Now, some don't believe the same way I do, like Michigan State Representative Phil Potvin of Cadillac. He says, quote, "What's the language in America? I believe it's still English." Well, that may be true, but that doesn't mean there's not more languages spoken in America. There's plenty more languages spoken in America. And he also says that you may never use a foreign language. Well, that's true, but you don't know. You can't predict the future. I don't know exactly where I'm going to be in 5 years. Maybe I'll be living in a foreign country that speaks Spanish, and I would already have that background, so I wouldn't have to worry about learning Spanish before I got there. So it's basically just that I think we should make it a high school graduation requirement because I want our kids to be prepared. I want to be able to go out into the world and already be prepared to speak to as many people as I can. And then when I get into college, I could already know 2 languages, and then I could take another foreign language class and learn another foreign language, and then I could just keep building on it. So, to conclude, knowing a foreign language broadens your horizons and expands your abilities in job opportunities and in college, and you are able to help more people. Now, remember, the words of Frank Smith: 1 language sets you in a corridor for life, 2 languages open the door along the way, every door along the way.